Hey y'all, I'm just eating this snack real quick. We got some real pretty glitters. I'm gonna put those on my fingers. Just bear with me. Starving to death. There we go. Hello, Mabel. Hello, Delvin. Welcome to the party. Hey, Chatham. All right. Camera is all kind of wonky. Kid over here. There we go. All right. So this is going to be easier than it seems. Here's our beautiful glitters that we're going to be doing. I'm going to do one gold finger, one red finger, and then 3 of this mixed one. And then I've got this polish to do a little nail art as well. Not exactly sure what that's going to look like, but that's a problem for future Megan of a few minutes. So, we will put these on first. This is the easiest part. Now, to pour this in, I like to use a super thick base coat. So I get this one from Sally's. It's just really thick. So it dries slow, which gives me a lot of time to load it up with glitter. And I don't need to paint these ahead of time because they're about to be full cover. So that's fun. That's plenty of zoomsies, right? Yeah. So bright. I think we want to do red for the pinky. I'll do gold for the index finger. Look at that. So pretty. This is from Kiara Sky. Same ones that make the white ones that I used for this nail. So let me just get a thick little layer of this base coat. Yeah. And then we'll just get to dumping that on there. Yeah, that's pretty. Hi, Fifi. Welcome in. We're playing with beautiful glitters. Try not to spill that. Look at it. So sparkly. Now, I'm not going to dust that off for some time because I want it to dry in there real well. blow on it a little bit. I am, however, going to tap around the edges just a little bit to make sure that those are smooth. Otherwise, your nail gets kind of fat. My little bit didn't get that much here on the end, but it's whatever. Okay. All right. Now we'll do some green and red and gold ones. It is pretty. Let me show you this one, though. It's very schmancy. So sparkly. We're going to have 3 fingers of that one. Try not to knock it around. I don't think I got enough on the brush. I'm probably going to have to get another one of these bottles. I've had this one forever, so it's getting low in stock. All right. Let's pour that on there and look at how beautiful it is. Ooh. And then I'm also going to go around the cuticle with this one because these are so chunky, and make sure those are all pushed up. Otherwise they'll dry hanging off. And that is not the desired effect. Just treat it like a dip powder or something. Look at that. Sparkly, sparkly. These chunky glitters have to be tapped a little bit. Otherwise they stick up. Which, I mean, you can always file it after. That helps. You like the red one better? It is pretty. I'm going to do a gold one over here. But let me do 2 more of this one real quick. Because I'm doing this one on the 2 middle fingers and the thumb. We're going to seal all this in though. Like, I'm not leaving these sugary like I did the white. These are going to be encapsulated with nail polish, which is fun. Give it the smoothness and the magnification. Pardon me, y'all. I know I ain't talking about much. Yes, get you some of these longo nails, girl. Make your life hard too. I tell you what, this thing that I'm wearing was interesting to put on today. It's a bodysuit, but so like you have to grab a hold of it and pull up. I was just hooking my nails into the material and trying not to pull too hard. I'm like, either I'm gonna stab a hole or I'm gonna rip off my nail. Luckily I didn't do either one, but I've had to be so careful with these things. I am enjoying them though. They're so, so pretty. Girl. That's what I was saying yesterday. Call me Harry Potter, because I got stylists all the time. I have one here at my desk. I've got one over there at my nightstand. I've got one in the craft room, living room on the desk. I've got one in each of my purses, because you never know. There's one in my car now. I need my wand. Thumbsy. I think that's thick enough. Yeah, get a pack of them, because the rubber bits wear out and then you can't get them to hardly register. I think I'm actually on my second pack of them, because I wore the first ones down and then I share them with my daughter, of course. She takes things and you never see it again. This little star glitter here on the end of this nail is going to stick up. I know that. That's okay. We'll try and smooth it out. There we go. Whenever I do these glittery nails, I end up with glitter all over my mat, all over my body, just everywhere. Glitter is, it's an animal. But it's so pretty. What I'm supposed to do, oh, and then I do this and just blow it all over my room so that my paper's empty. That's probably not right. All right, let's do this gold one. Let me show you. This one's a hollow. It's very fine and powdery. Heck yeah, who doesn't want to eat a sparkly cookie? I would. Okay. Pour some glitter on me. This is a much finer grit. You can feel the way it pours is differently, and it's not noisy. Yeah, that looks like a big old chunk of gold. Yeah, these are the type of glitters that we used to get from Secret Nail Affair. These pink lids are both from them. I have a whole box. Let me put that away because we don't need that right now. Zoom in. Okay. So here's what we've got so far. What do you think? Who's your favorite? You could burnish that gold one. Absolutely could. I'm going to stick these in the nail dryer because that is thick, thick, thick base coat. And we're going to start top coating-ish. So on top of this, I'm going to put one layer of the same base coat because it's so thick. And then I'll do 2 layers of the Sèche Vive so that it builds up an encasement. So each of them have to be dried pretty well. And then on top of that, we can add decorations. Yes, the red, y'all. It is really, really pretty. It is. I might use it to make also decoration, because that's the thing is, you know, we can pour this into hand-painted design, but I don't know what I wanted to do. I was thinking about that, and I was like, I could do some stripes. That's easy enough. Or maybe like some sort of French. I don't know. What do you guys think? What kind of design? I thought about maybe just doing some stamping, some white stamping. What should we put on top of the glitters? I still have these on. They're so pretty. My sugar is not near as clean as it was, but I did scrub it today with some soap, which helped clean it up a little bit. Snowflake French. I can do snowflakes because I have this, you know, this stamping plate that we was playing with. If I hand draw a snowflake, I have to do it pretty big because I can't draw tiny lines. And I did put that white glitter away, but I do have my white stamping that I could do some snowflakes. Maybe we put some snowflakes on top of one of these multicolor ones. Which one should we French? We could do either a French red or a French gold, or we could... What do you think? Alright, that's been in there a minute. I am going to gently dust these off. And I'm going to try and do it into this paper so that I can blow it all over my room and myself. I say gently, and then I'm like scrubbing it. You want to get these loose ones off of there, so it just makes sense. French red on top of the gold. I can do that. I am certainly not the most amazing Frencher, but I can do it. Maybe real deep, or even like in thin, like a micro one around the edge. Ooh, I just hit it. Ooh, see, some of these are not stuck down good. That's why we gotta dust them off. There we go. Looking so pretty. I definitely want to do something on top of this red a little bit because my end didn't get much on there. But again, like I've got this green polish. So maybe, I don't know. What can we do? I kind of wanted to somehow incorporate it to tie these together so it doesn't look like there's just these two randos, even though they go with these. But let's encase all of this beauty. Shiny. These are super chunky, so I have to use a lot on them because they're going to have to fill in these little gaps. That's why I got to do so many layers. Where in the world did that white glitter come from? Get out of here. You're not part of this. It's probably from something I did before. This is really the only thing I use that particular top coat for, is pouring into and encapsulating. Yes, queen. Thanks for coming to hang out, guys, though. I feel like I'm always doing these, but it's because, like, legitimately, this is how often I actually change my nails, is all the time. And I usually just do it here by myself. No one knows. Until I post pictures, of course. But I was like, this is more fun. Having somebody to talk to while I do this is better. Got hair getting loose on that one. Yuck. I'm trying to push some of these here on the edge down. Get them up in there. I didn't get a very good coat here on this side, apparently. Do you think green snowflakes? Because it's like, it is a thing that could happen, but it's a very strange color for a snowflake. I wonder if I have the hand talent to draw like tiny trees. Probably not, because they would just be triangles. Something differente. Okay. I'll have to look at it. Because I'm thinking, like, if I did one of those half snowflake things where it starts on the edge that might be okay, but it's such a thin nail. Maybe I'd have to do 2 so they're small enough. Something like that. Let's zoom this in some more. That's that base coat. Now we'll put some top coat. I'm going to do 2 layers of that. Trying to just look and make sure I'm getting enough of it on there, because it's hard to tell with the texture if it's all filling in. Put some more. Yeah. Oop, don't drip. I got a lot of that under here. That's going to make the peel off hard. I'll have to buff it, but I think I got a good covering on it. You guys, it's crazy not being at work right now. I woke up this morning to my work chat because they were talking in there, those who are at work. And it's the same old crazy stuff they talk about every day, but it's so weird for me not being there. I almost was like, y'all want me to come in? I can come hang out for a little bit. But that's crazy. I can see how people who get bored hang out at their job. Especially if you like your coworkers. All right, let's put that in the lamp. Let me actually flip this up. And we'll give that a good amount of dry, and then we'll do a second one of that. So what do you guys got planned for today? After we do the nails, of course, there's going to be a whole lot of good day left. It's still freezing here, and it's supposed to rain. It rained all day yesterday. I'm not a big fan of that. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Got lots of social media stuff to work on. Did you guys see that I posted I finally made my first $10 on Facebook monetization, so that's pretty cool. A tree. A 3D tree. I don't Wonder if I have any little tree charms. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think mostly what I have is snowflakes. And I thought about putting charms on here, but then I was like, that's gonna be a lot of textured things, which I don't typically mind, but I'm gonna try and wear these nails for a few days because I did make tentative plans that I might go ahead and go to Dallas on Wednesday, which, like, I would have time to change my nails between now and then, but also I want to have pretty nails while I'm out and about. I don't know. Don't do anything exciting. You know I don't do exciting things. And you can't do exciting things in the city car because someone will snitch. Did y'all know that regular citizens, if they see a city vehicle, like a city-owned vehicle, out and about, they just call and tell? Like, oh, this city car was in a parking lot with this kind of establishment. It's hilarious. I'm like, who would think of that? I see what you mean. Make them like bubbles. Working and eating rice and beans. I need some lunch. Y'all seen I had a snack, but when I was having that snack, I was thinking about what I need to eat for lunch. But I don't know what that's gonna be because nothing is calling me. And I also need to make a good decision. I can't be reckless all of my life. So there's a good chance it'll turn into chicken like it always does. That's what I like to eat. Trees. I feel like if I could paint little triangle trees that looked good as a little like smattering, that could be cute. I don't know how qualified I am. I wonder if I had little glitters, that would be even better. I don't though. You just eat dinner? Skip them other meals? That's fair enough. Please shut off. There you go. Alright, let's put some more top coat. Sorry, I didn't even flip this back so y'all can't see nothing. Why didn't you yell at me? Hey girl. This thumbnail's getting fat. Alright, I'm going to close this. And then we'll dry these, and then we'll start figuring out our decorations. I feel almost like I should do the French one first, because that one is the only one that we've got a solid idea on how it's gonna happen. Need to get a brush out. This is the one I was hoping it would be. I suppose I'll use that base coat also to make the French. That way it doesn't dry on me super quickly. We gon' try it. I wish I could just use a tip guide, but I don't have any tip guides that are deep enough for a nail this long and skinny. These nails are going to be thick boas. Alright. Here's what we've got so far. A little rough and crusty up here around the cuticles, because it's hard to get a good job on that. I think once I get everything done, I'll probably use a buffer to go around the edges. This is the only one who doesn't have rough edges. This one's kind of okay, but I'll smooth all these little bits off after. Look at that. That's kind of a weird at the end, but overall it's looking pretty good. And then of course it'll get more top coat as we do decorations, and so those will just get more and more sparkly. I don't love that I did such a bad job covering the tip of that one. I have to figure out how to incorporate hiding that in our art. But let's do this whole French nail thing that we're gonna try. Need to get all this stuff out and ready. Thank you. I definitely need to get another bottle of this. It's getting hard to scoop it out. I'm trying to put some on my palette here. Of course, y'all can't see. Alright. Let me use this here brush, drag it through that a little bit. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, okay. This is also kind of hard because I can't see it. Might have should have used a red paint. All right. I'm gonna try and pour it on here and hope that I've got it everywhere, because I might have to do a patch job. Hey, I think we did okay. One side definitely comes up higher than the other, but we can fix that. Like that. Yeah, that's not bad. Look at us go, guys. All right, now I'm gonna let that dry a bit. And then we'll knock off the excess and whatnot. No problem at all, Glam Nails Dragon. You do the boss business. Ooh, what are y'all talking about? Dang, I didn't even see you came in here up a minute ago. What? I thought about getting out some rhinestones. That's all right. I really do want to incorporate this green somehow, but I mean, it doesn't have to be, because these other nails do have the gold and the red in them. But I want to do something, especially because of this. I'm also not left-handed. I do. Well, it would make sense if I just put rhinestones on this finger. That seems crazy. What if I just do another French, but with the green paint on that one? Or should we just do stripes? I feel like I'm qualified to do that. Big bling. Good Lord. Big bling. I would have to go get my thing down. French stripes. They can't, I mean, it can't be French stripes. It's one French or stripes. Stripes. That's the easiest thing. Be like ribbons. I can do that. Let me get that brush back out. Let's do that. I gotta really try not to mess this up, because I just banged it into everything. But now that it's a little bit drier, I can push these down better. That's at least something. All right. I do know how to make a bow. Let's back up. should we make it a present instead? Because I could do like the cross ribbon and then make a bow. Right. Let's do it. Okay. I can do that. And I like this green because it's got little hollow glitters in it, which I feel like ties the hollowness of that gold one. Yes, with a cute bow. I'm trying to make this kind of evenly thick all the way down. It's not my strong suit, straight lines. Okay. I wouldn't say it's directly in the center. It's a little off to the side, but just only tiny. So if I hold my nail crooked a little bit, you'll never know the difference. See? Okay. We need to put the sideways stripe on here. You like it off center? Well, thank you. Gonna have to hold this weird. Pardon me, you can't see it. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put that in the dryer though. Sometimes these brushes take a minute to get all the acetone out. Good Lord. Okay. We'll have to go in with the more detailed brush after. I'll have to give that guy a haircut. All right. There we go. I like it. I like that we decided to do it like the package wrapping. I think that's cute. I do have tiny bow charms. I do. I don't know if any of them are that small though. I feel like I need to try to outline the ribbon just to make it more distinct, but I'm so bad at thin lines. But I think I'm gonna have to do that, because if I put the bow on top of it as is, I mean, that's fine, but I think it's gonna make it harder to distinguish. We're doing a lot of hand painting with my non-dominant hand. This is challenging nail art. I got a glob of top coat on this guy. I'll have to buff that down. It'll probably get thicker. I'm gonna try real hard to do thin lines. All nails sized up. Yeah. That's right, they do. They get thick. Okay. Set that to the side. Excuse me, stop blowing. You're blowing my Post-it everywhere. I'm going to use this black polish here. It will be pretty. No matter what we do, it's going to be some kind of acceptable. I'm just going to try and work in very small sections. Yeah. So first, I think, wipe some of that off. Let's go across these because I want these to be the ones that go underneath. Okay, that's not bad. That's also not bad. Ugh, I need more paint. Didn't get it up enough. I'm holding my breath while I do these. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Get out of here, notification. My phone and my laptop are symbiotic now, and so it's not a relationship I prefer. Notifications are always everywhere. All right, let's try and just... Okay. Need more paint. Sorry if my head's in the way. Okay. That one's a little thick. Up at the top. And it got thick again. This side's not going as well. But we got it on there. Okay. They did start thick as hell up here. That's all right, though. And clean that off. All right. I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to top coat those ribbons in before I hand paint the bow. You got to. So I am a shaky girl. So I'm using my non-dominant hand. And I'm like... Ba-da-p, 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 ba-da-p. And when I top coat this in, I'll be able to top coat that red French that we made too, because that's had lots of time to dry. I need to dust it off. Got some glitter up here. Okay. Put that away. That's pretty cute. Alright, let's top coat this one. Ew. I'm actually going to have to use an aqua topper on the other one first because I don't want to mess up my lines. Okay. Aqua. Salvage your nail art. Put that away. Look. I didn't even get it all the way down. That side seems to be better. But it's whatever, because from the top you can't tell. And stuck this nail to that one over there. That's just that aqua. Alright, let's give that a moment. Apologies if the action isn't packed. I know it's not super chatty. It is quite the skill to be able to draw with both hands, and I have improved by leaps and bounds since I first started being able to do it. Because you do need to. Who's gonna decorate your other hand if not you? This is why a lot of people get their nails done, because they could probably do one just fine, but then they couldn't do the other. Now you can cheat, which is my favorite method, and use tools like stamping. I do a lot of drawing with dotting tools, not so much with needles, but I do have lots of tools. In fact, I was thinking about it yesterday, and I think after the new year, probably it's going to be in March, because my calendars are already kind of loaded down for January and February. I'm going to start a new series where I'm just going to go through all of my things, so by category. So like nail tips and dual forms. I'll show you everything I have. And then like nail tools, and then stickers and water decals and blah, 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 blah. All my different things. Because I've just got so much stuff. I'm like, you never know what might be out there. You can do a lot with dotting tools. It's how it is. It's a great way to start nail art because it's a beginner-friendly tool and it's versatile. I started out with it for sure. Like a dotting tool, flowers and hearts are the easiest thing to do and a really great way to jazz up any kind of nail design. You put that back in the way. Right? I love going through my stuff sometimes. That's how I end up being like, you know what? I'm about to use this random item. Like this thing. It's for spider gel. But I hate it. I don't really like doing spider gel. But it has its place. Also, you can use your silicone tools like dotting tools to get different shaped dots. Did you know that? So you can have oblong flower petals if you use a tool that's more like this shape. And you just bloop, it makes it that. If you haven't tried that, that's a thing that you can do. All right. That's dry enough. We've got a foggy spot, but it'll dry. Okay. We're about to hand paint some bows. See? You just never know what you didn't think of because you didn't think of it. That's why I love watching other people do nails. All right, I'm gonna try and do bloop here, our circle. I'm gonna try and do like this shaped bow. Fatten this side up. It's not very even. I want to do some ribbons that hang out underneath it. But should I? I feel like yes. Okay. Let me do it like this. Well, crap. How am I going to get these to be thin enough? Thin enough, thin enough, thin enough. Like I kind of want them to be that little boop, boop. But then I'm like, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we won't do that type of bow. Let's dry this. And then we'll outline it and then evaluate whether I should add some hanging ribbons. You didn't even see. Good Lord. Hi, Skittles. We're painting a bow. Unfortunately, you didn't see it because I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm trying to decide if I should have the little ribbons that hang out underneath it, but the shape of the bow I went for is more like a bow tie shape, so I don't think it needs the underneath. I'm gonna dry this. This made my little sideways ribbons not super necessary, but it's fine. Okay. Now, let me actually put it where y'all can see something. Excuse me. There we go. It's like, no, I don't want to look at it. Let's get some more black out. Hangry girl. Yeah. All right. So I am going to attempt to outline around this very carefully. See all that shaking? So that's the center. All right, I'm gonna curve on that side. That side's a little bit less curvy, but it is what it is. Need more paint. Is my head in the way? I imagine it is. Boy, that's a thick line I just made right there. Let me try and balance it out on this side. Pretend it's a shadow. All right. So here's the bow we've got. Now, I feel like if we attempt to put some ribbons hanging down under here, it's just going to be too much. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Let me clean this brush while I read the chat. Yes, yes, yes. We all need to be well and healthy for sure. Here's what we've got so far. Not sure how I feel about this one. Definitely need another layer of top coat because this is textured for sure. How can we tie the rest of this together? And like, I wonder if I should do an outline on that. I don't really think so, but it's It's such a weird transition. I feel like if I outline it, I might make it worse. But also, it's such a weird transition. What do you think? Definitely need to top coat it in more first, though, because it is uneven. And then while this dries, that bow can dry. We need ideas on what we're going to do with these super spooker sparkly nails. At least one of them, surely we can come up with some decoration for. I know y'all mentioned wanting to do some rhinestones, and I do have rhinestones. I don't know what shade they are. I would have to go get my little case down. We could have a look at it though. In fact, depending on the shape of rhinestones that I have available in there, there is a possibility I could cobble together a snowflake of rhinestones. Outline with crystals. I wonder if I have any that are tiny enough. I bet I do. I'd have to have a bunch. Because that's a deep one. Let's dry it, and then I'll go climb up on the ladder and we'll get some stones and see. Because yeah, if we did little tiny ones, that would probably be cute. Heck, I may even put a round one in the center of this bow. We're just coming up with ideas as we go. Alright, let me put some aqua topper on this bow. So we're going to get that dry so we don't just completely ruin that when we start opening cases. Uh-oh. Looks like the stream is getting weird. Let me flip it up. My finger here is crusty because this is where I wipe my nail underneath, and so it's got like paint and stuff. Over here rubbing it off. I'll use a buffer to get it cleaned off though. That's how I like to do that. Looks like it's time to change that battery too. That's okay. Since we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff, might as well. Yeah. I think if we can get a little string of green crystals, that would bring that one together with all these other nails. That would be cute. My skin's getting greasy. I can feel it. Ew. All right. That is dry enough. Let me resolve these issues. Bear with my hair. Take that battery out. That's backwards. Okay. Good Lord, I made that really off. Okay. Sure. I will see you. I'll be around. Gotta go up on the ladder because I can't reach things otherwise. Okay. I think we might have the right shade of green. Yeah, let's plan some nice nails. Okay. All right, so I have these colors, and I'm thinking this color is going to be a nice shade. Let's see that. Like that green seems, I mean, it's a little darker, but like, that's the best green I think that I have. So what I'm gonna need to do is get some tiny ones. Teal square. Oh, there is a square in there, you're right. Let me, here, I'm gonna set that right here so that I can drop my stones into it as I fish them out. I'm gonna use this spoon. You like that guy? Like hypothetically, that could be used to make some sort of, you know, decor on here. Or maybe this finger. You know, I really want to do some of those bangle nails. Not all of them are cute, but some of them are. I'm like, I'm going to use this little tray to dump my keepers into. So I'm going to set that one over there. Because really, I just need tiny tinies. These trays are good because you can shake them and get your winners out. Boy, scoot that over because I do not want to drop these into that. Just gonna back this up actually. So here's what I'm doing. I'm picking these out with my little picker and just putting them over here in this tray. I'm going to get a bunch. I'm trying to pick them out in the same size, but sometimes their size difference is just so minuscule that you're not sure if they're the same size until you put them next to each other. But I need a bunch of these tiny ones so that I can outline this French. That one's not one of the smallest. Dang it, I'm getting too many I don't need. Just give me these tiny ones. I don't even know how many I need, so I'm over here just trying to estimate. Be like, does that look like enough? I don't think it does. Push them all up against the edge, maybe. That might be. I can always get more out. Yeah, okay. So let's also plot on doing a little design on one of these other fingers. So let's get some other ones out of here. I'm looking for some unique shapes because, like, I do have some teardrop shaped ones, but they're kind of huge. I wonder if I have any. I know I saw a flame shape one, which is skinnier, but not really much skinnier. There's one, but I need at least two. I don't know if I have a second flame. Oh, I do. And the rest of it's probably just gonna have to be rounds. I was hoping I had some of them like long skinny ones, but I don't think I do. Not seeing any. But I'll put some more rounds. Okay. I'm gonna set this box to the side so that we can work up a design. Let's put that over here. Put this away for now. Two to the right. Oh, yeah. I mean, those are, but they don't really go with this nail design. So let's say we get out a fresh piece of this to sit on because there's glitter everywhere. Put that there. for one of these long ones, which I think because I'm putting the rhinestones here, I'm probably going to put it over here so there's balance. But let's say that we do this and we put this guy in the middle. He'll be the, like, anchor. Now, we need to decide, do we like the flame shape or this teardrop shape better for the ends? I kind of feel like I prefer the flame shape. Good Lord, you can't see anything at that distance. Just 1 second. Get these over here. So we'll do this in the middle. And then for the very top and the very bottom, we have to choose one of these shapes. But I feel like I like the flame one better because it's more pointy. What do you think? So like, we wouldn't be able to put a ton in between them. But a little something. The flame one, I agree. All right, so then let's turn that over. Gotta plot your designs out ahead of time because you'll forget. So let's say we do that. Let's compare it to the length of this nail. Yeah, it's gonna take it up pretty well. And then I'm thinking we do, that one's kind of big. I would like to fit 3 stones in between, but they've got to be pretty small ones. So, see if I can find 4 even sized stones. That's definitely bigger. But what about these? Yeah. Okay. Oop. So hypothetically, I don't know if this is going to be too long. We're about to find out. Can always take some out, though. I think it is going to be too long. Oh, yeah. That's going to be way too long. Let's do this. Let's take out these 2 here. And we'll do like that. Yeah. But then we get to have a little bit of sideways action. So let's say if we put one here, one here, let me get a couple more of those. And then we can do a little bit bigger. And get 4 of these. No, that's too big. Okay, like that. And then I feel like these 2 are too similar in size. I don't think this one's right. But when I put it next to its friend, it seems like it is. That's the craziest part about rhinestones. I do have small clear ones in here. I have a big case of clear ones up yonder. The thing is, because my nails are just gold and these colors, I didn't really want to put silver because it's conflictory. And then as far as gold rhinestones, the only ones I have are this shade of gold, which I mean, I guess is similar enough, but I have so few of them and they're like metallic-y. Two small ones. Where? If we were to swap out, like maybe the inner row, or, and then maybe an outer, Because if I'm gonna incorporate the other color, I kind of need to put it on all of the prongs. And I know I want to put another stone at the each end of this. I kind of want it to be smaller though. Let me open this and even look in here. Because I don't have as many choices in these. If I were to, and then would they even stand out on this chaos of a nail? That's another thing. Maybe they would. Let me see if I can get a selection of these in similar sizes and even numbers out. Let's see. I wonder if my nail is wide enough. I have an idea. Do I have 4 of those? I do. I have an idea. Okay, let me show you my idea. I don't think the light green ones would be complementary because this is like a dark Christmas green, and so to put a light lime green just randomly in here seems like it would be misplaced. So what if I took these green ones out? Let me see if I can't make this more clear. I'm going to set these to the side, and then what if I swapped them out with these? I push them into place. Straighten up, friend. And then we take these fellas. Now, in order to make this fit on my nail, it's probably going to have to be a little bit more up and down, not so X-like, but, you know, use your imagination. And then also to tie this, what if we take these out and also swap those for these. What do you think of something like that? I think that's pretty cool looking, and we would put it on here. And then we still get to line this with all of our little tiny greens. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. Let me put these excess ones away so that I don't just lose them everywhere. And then you get over here with your friends. All right, I'm going to dump these back in their box. Scoot this up. Ah! No, God. It got stuck to my finger and it just got all walked out. Hang on. Let me fix that. I still need it to be kind of right so I know what we're doing. Paper done slid everywhere. Okay. All right, those are close enough to the way that they're supposed to be. Now, I use 4 rhinestones only to adhere my rhinestones. It's an air dry top coat type thing, and it allows me to work in small sections so they dry as I go, so I don't have to fight them sliding away while I'm putting them on there. I'm going to do this finger first though, but I think it'll be fine. Because when I top coat it all in, I'll just top coat over everything. That's one fun part about air dry regular top coat is you can go over your rhinestones because when it dries, it saran wraps them. Oh yes, do your thing, girl. We're here. We're just nail arting up. My phone's making all kinds of noises and notifications over here, but I don't think any of it's urgent. Yeah, all these text messages are like from Kiara Sky. So many notifications. Nonsense. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. There we go. Piss off. All right. Now I'm going to use, probably not that one, this will be down, this brush, because it's already kind of frayed and doing this with the rhinestone stuff is not real good for it. Do not spill that, Megan. Put some of this on a palette so I can scoop into it. I'm going to try and make this centered as best I can. So I put down one. And then I can get its stone. And that'll give us a little bit of time to get it maneuvered and exactly where it needs to be. I think that's okay. Probably going to be concentrating for this, so pardon me if I am very silent. Yeah, these golds are a little bit hard to see, but I think it'll be fine once they're all on here because their facets will be visible. I forgot that these nails have a spine. Definitely gonna have to put a lot of stuff around them. Okay. A bit of a glob for this flame. And here I thought I was going to just do a simple glitter set of nails and then sometimes it evolves. I'm just checking for straightness. I think it's pretty straight. Well, you sure can't see what's going on, but you can tell that whatever it is, it's sparkly. I'm just checking straightness. Trying to make sure I don't run myself out of space for these longer stones. Hey there. Absolutely. Come and look. We're not doing a whole lot of chatting anyway because I'm concentrating. We're doing rhinestone placement. I'm working on making this like snowflakey-ish rhinestone design. See about, sorry if my head is all in the way because that's a reoccurring thing that we're going to be dealing with here. It seems symmetrical, I think. Let's get the top ones. I think that's even. Let me see if y'all can see it. Okay. So like, it's gold and green. I was afraid that gold would blend in, and it kind of does. But I think once everything's nice and suctioned in, it'll be different. We got to reinforce this though. So what that means is I'm going to go around all of it and just put a whole bunch more of this stuff to build up the seal. And then once I get all of this on here, I'm actually just going to paint over all of it with my top coat. Okay. Let's see. I hope the glitter cheers you up. We're about to line this French with these tiny, tiny green ones right here. Gotta check them as I go to try and make sure I'm keeping them straight. Yay, progress. One hand almost done. Have you thought of what kind of art you're going to put on? For your very fancy fingernails. They're getting a little uneven. This one's shorter than this side. That's all right. We're getting them. Green and gold, and right will be white and red and some silver. I like it. Those schemes sound pretty to me. I need to put these into this tray so that I can shake them. Helps them turn over this tray. Sorry, my head's all in the way, I know it. Just trying to look. I feel like 5-ish more on each side is going to be about right. Could be less. We'll find out. I'm just going to do 2 at a time though. Yes, 1 more on that side might do it. The red goes up so much, so I think I need at least 2 more on each side. Yeah, that seems about right. Gosh, big old blob. Painted that all over my finger just now. All right, so we've got our French lined with green. At this point, though, I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and go around the top. What do you think? I feel like it might make sense to just go ahead and connect that around the top. Just because they're so wide. I think I haven't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have about 10 more. I think that might connect, or I could always get some more out. I think that's what we should do. Let's connect them around the top. And then, like, realistically, if I wanted to do some more crazy stuff, I could. Got a hair in the end of my picker. I don't really like that. Okay. I might have to get a few more out. Yeah, because I've only got 2 more and this gap is a little bit big for just 2 more. Well, if I spread them out just a smidgen, I can kind of make them blend together. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, there we go. I made that work. I think that's cute. I was wondering if I should do like some sort of droplet, but I don't think so. I think we're getting crazy. So here's what we've got. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me clean this. For this one, I'm just going to kind of fill it in with the 4 rhinestones only. That way it pushes it all up against those edges. It's going to get top coat too, though. Just going to dry that for a moment. Thanks, Nana. It's gonna be quite cute. I'm gonna want to keep them on for a while. Okay. Now, before I actually finish these, I'm going to just gently go around the edges of some of these and smooth them out because they're a bit rough. That feels better. Ooh. Okay. This one is not going to need more top coat, I don't think. I need to smooth it up here, though. Let's not forget that edge. Ew. It might. Fuck it, everybody's getting top coat just for consistency. Everybody's getting top coat. Zoom out a little bit. We don't want our dusty parts hanging out. Alright, now this one is going to be more fun because we got to let it run all down in between these stones. But worry not, because when it dries, it will dry thin. That's my favorite part of regular nail polish. It doesn't get super thick on you. There we go. Thank you. I am also loving them. Go. And then just the thumb, which ain't nothing over here but some dust. I think we need some more on that one because it's a little dry at the end. There we go. Let me just look at them all. Yeah, that looks good. Let me close this, good Lord. Okay. So here's what they're looking like. These ones look real wild because right now they're still magnified. But that's what we've got. I feel like it would be better to let these air dry though, because when I put them in the dryer, it can cause the outer layer of the top coat to dry much quicker, and then we get wrinkles, and I don't really want wrinkles, so I think I am going to let it air dry. That way it'll slowly. Yay, second hand started. Woo! I still have this really cool nail set over here. So adorable. I've gotten so many compliments, which I forgot. I need to buff this lump off that I've made from cleaning up other nails. Yeah. So. I think we've got a complete nail set. I can't think of anything else that really needs to be added. We've got a lot going on. Very sparkly. Very beautiful. Very fun. Look at that. That's nice. Anywho. Well, that's that, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me while I do this. This took quite a bit of time. And I know the chat wasn't all that poppin', but that's okay. We got to look at beautiful nails. So that's the important part, right? Thanks so much. I appreciate you coming. I guess I'll see you in the next chat or live or whatever we got going on. I'll be around, and I'll be watching out for y'all's YouTube videos too. So I'll see you later. Bye.